Hello channel and welcome back to Robert White Photography. You know, I have been very blessed to have traveled to some epic locations in this world to take video and photos and bring them back to you. And you can see most of those here on this channel, whether it's the Faroe Islands or Iceland or Antarctica or a few others. So you might want to check them out. But there are so many places right here in our own backyard, right here in the continental United States, that are just epic and amazing places to visit. What I'd like to do now is take you on a trip to one of those places, southwestern Colorado. It's a beautiful state and an amazing section of that state. You go there in the fall, you can see the golden aspens turn just gold and yellow, and they're beautiful. And the topography and the mountains and the waterfalls and the streams and the wildflowers in the summer, all of that I want to share with you. So I've put together a series of 2 or 3 videos here that's going to highlight my trip to Colorado, and at the end of the videos I'm going to have a short slideshow of all the photos I took in that segment of the trip for you to enjoy. If you're already subscribed to this channel, thank you very much. I so much appreciate you coming back and watching my videos. If you are not yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It costs you nothing, and you get to see some epic locations and beautiful photography. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this series of the beautiful state of Colorado. Hey channel, welcome back. We are starting our adventure for the day. I'm going to go around and see what kind of God's beauty we can find and capture for you guys. So let's get to it on this beautiful day. Okay, we stopped at Bear Creek Falls for a little bit. Took a few photos. I'll throw up some of those right now. Weren't those amazing? Also, took some drone photography, so let's check out some of that right now. All right. Now we've gone up the road a little bit here, and some of the hairier parts of the $1 Million Highway right over there. And a couple years ago, I was here just shooting some of the same scene, and I accidentally got the Mile High Bronco Club in the shot. And when I posted the shot on social media, they saw it, reached out and said, "These are some awesome shots." I'll throw up one of them right now. Anyway, back here, love this spot, love the steepness of the terrain here. Got my long 100 to 500 lens. Let's take another couple of shots here. All right, let's see what we got going on here. And take the shot 1/250th of a second. Bracing my elbows in against my body provides some stability. Not a lot though. All right, tell you what, I'm gonna get the tripod out. All right, that's much better. A lot more stable. So I'm just gonna lock that down. There we go. And now I can just play with things. Let's see, ISO, let's get ISO 100. I'm not worried about depth of field here, so, well, tell you what, I am going to go to f8. And that means I'm going to have to drop my shutter speed a little bit. Let's call it 1/200th of a second, ought to be fine. We don't have rushing water or anything here. And just going to dial focus in here. Yeah, it's pretty well dialed in. Okay. Now we just need some Broncos to come around the corner down there, huh? I like it too because the clouds are causing some shadows on the mountains there, so the sun kind of waffles in and waffles out at different places, so really pretty cool. You know, I talk a lot about using a 2-second timer and why I do that, so that when I let go of the camera, it stops shaking. You see all that shake? Now watch, I got my hand on the camera. I'm not even intentionally moving it. It just happens. And when I let go, it'll shake for a couple seconds and then be perfectly still. That's why I set a 2-second timer. I present to you Red Mountain. This particular stretch of the $1 Million Highway, we were stranded at 1 a.m. in a snow slide that I thought I could drive through. That wasn't the case. Thank goodness the plows were running. It didn't take long for one to show up and rescue our butts, because we were in a slide area and that's nowhere to be stuck. Crazy things you do when you're kids. to the most photographed cabin, it may be in all of Colorado for sure, on the $1 Million Highway between Silverton and Molas Pass. This little cabin here, it's quite a history, and you've seen it all over the internet. It is literally famous. I've got a few shots of it myself before now. Some in the fall, very beautiful. I'll throw up a few of them here. Anyway, let's get the 150th photo of this thing for me. Let's go. Saying goodbye to Molas Pass, Molas Lake. You know, every time I say goodbye on a trip, it just feels like it's inching ever so close to the last time I'll ever say goodbye. The older you get, the harder things get. And while I don't think I'm anywhere near it, I am keenly aware that every goodbye could be the last goodbye up here. All right, well, let's head back to Ouray and try to get some dinner and process a few files, I think. Thank you guys for joining me today on this wonderful exploratory trip down Highway 550, the amazing $1 Million Highway. And thank you for joining me on this trip to Colorado. I hope I brought some things to you where you just say, wow. Or maybe you've said that last goodbye and you can't come back up here. Maybe I can bring a little bit of it to you. Or maybe you just like photography and enjoy some of my shots. Whatever the reason, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. It is my photography channel and it needs help. Not doing near as good as my motorcycle channel is, so it needs help. It costs you nothing. Just click that subscribe button, click the bell, and it'll let you know when I put out other videos. And look around on this channel. There's some pretty amazing places here already. Thank you guys. I appreciate you joining me. God bless each and every one of you.